Hello. Good morning. Just kidding. My camera has fallen back. Just give me a moment. Whoopsie. Bear with me. How is everyone? I'm just going to give a moment for people to come in. It is a Saturday morning, and I did announce I'm going to be arriving. So uh, here we go. Just watching the little eye to see who I have and bringing up on my phone as well so we can watch. Hello, Lisa Richard. If you're feeling spontaneous, Lisa Richard, you could come in. You could come in and join me if you're feeling spontaneous. Good morning, Marie and Shaiva. Good morning. And Ava's, hey, Shaiva, you moved back to Edmonton, I see. Interesting. Closer to that grandbaby, hey? Morning, Teresa. I am you just give me a second. And so I am on YouTube. You're closer to me. Hi, Mary and Candace. Hello. Listening on the way to see your dad. Oh, yeah, you're going to see your dad. Nice. That'll be a good way to spend your day or your weekend. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to move a link. Oh, Lisa. Lisa is so freaking busy trying to get the more than existing stuff ready to start. Thinks that if I touch, I mess up. And it goes against her human design to be spontaneous. And that's such a truth. Lisa and I are going to have to come in and we're going to have to talk about human design and our wisdom and knowledge that we're gaining in like gene keys and stuff like that, and of more than existing. And I had a big message yesterday about more than existing, a really big message from the divine in a meditation, and what more than existing really means, and how powerful more than existing really is. And so, thank you, Sonia. I actually did this on purpose. I actually sat up, went and put my makeup on this morning, so I somewhat look like I am human in here. Jazz, no, don't do that. We're on camera. Sid. So some good news, some little news for our little household. We have decided, after we've seen this little one's face, that we are adopting a little kitten. And so we filled out all the work for her. We have her arriving. She was found in a box. I think she was found in a box somewhere around Canuso, Jussard, like that area somewhere up in the northern parts. And so we have a new little kitten coming into our house. We're trying to figure out a name. I want to name her Winnie because I looked up the name in the indigenous culture. I looked up the name Winnie, and I want to name her Winnie. So yeah, so we have a new little kitten coming, and that was pretty spontaneous. I kind of said yes as soon as I seen the sun shining on her little face in the picture. Good morning. Oh, he's waiting for a triple bypass. Oh, crap. Well, I'm sure your visit with him, Candace, will be exactly what he needs today. And Liz, I just seen your message. I was putting my face on. I'll message you back after. Ellie, good morning. So today, thanks, Ellie. So today I am going to be doing some Q&A. I'm going to stay for a bit and just feel right. It is a cute name. I like that name. Corrie kind of was like me, unsure, but I like it. So I will be doing some Q&A, some intuitive guidance for people who need some intuitive guidance. Good morning, Sharon. So if you're here and you have a question or something like that that's coming up, it is going to be intuitive guidance, and it's a bit of coaching, those type of things coming in. And kind of if you have an issue that's coming up and you need to kind of look at perspectives or views of how it, how to see things differently or how to get a clearer picture, we will work through that as well. So yeah, so we do have a few people in here now. We do have some energy. And remember, if you can't see the person on Facebook or on YouTube that I'm speaking to, is because I'm on both. I'm trying to get on Instagram, but because I don't use Instagram as my lives, I now have to do like 10, 15 or something lives. I have to get these so many weeks of lives in before I'm allowed to use the broadcasting in the Instagram. It is the craziest bullshit stuff. I'm like, people with no common sense, I swear, sometimes create these things. Wouldn't it get more traffic flow? Wouldn't it get more people in if you just make it available? Why do we have to be so restricted in life? It just blows my mind. Bullshit stuff. The same thing with, your business in these places is controlled by these big businesses. And I'm like, that's bullshit too. So we have a lot of that bullshit energy still around. So if you missed yesterday's live, go back and listen to it after we're done here, because I did speak about this weekend's energy. And I love how after I was done and in the replay, there was some engagement in there. And one of my friends, Tracy, was sharing about her, you just can't make this shit up moment. This, expect the unexpected, how this little animal, rodent or something, flew off the top of a transport truck or something. And hit her window, hit her windshield as she was driving to work. Like, those little things are everywhere, and that kind of energy is everywhere. But we have some powerful energy to work with. I'm gonna do those two little crap. Look at those two over there. Sid, Jazz, stop it, please. Stop. Stop. They make a lot of noise when they're sorry, everyone. This is the real life. This is the real life version of an office in your house. You always got this. You're harvesting your garden, or harvesting the garden with the kids, sisters and kids. Oh, good for you, Wendy. That'll be fun. Keep your hands in the dirt, your feet in the dirt, get yourself grounded and rooted. That's a good place to actually spend your weekend. A good place. So, does anyone want to start this out? Does anyone want something answered? Is there something you're seeking? Is there something you would like to know? Please put in the comments. We'll wait and see what we get come in. In the meantime, I will start with opening with a card. And I'm actually going to go with the Akashic cards, actually. And so these are the Akashic Tarot. And these are Sandra Ann Taylor. And I love Sandra Ann Taylor's work. And Sharon Ann, I was going to say, it's not just Sharon. It's just not Sandra Ann Taylor, though. It is Sharon Ann Klinger or something like that. I can't pronounce it. But these are the cards. And I'm going to go with this. Okay, so I got something. Do you have questions, though? You'd love a card, but do you have anything in specific you want to ask? I'll still give you a card, but is there anything to go with that card? How about explaining what lightworker is? I'll do that too, Lisa. Okay, so I'm going to start with Sonia's, because Sonia's asking something that really, truly makes sense to what a lot of people have. I had a friend just stop and sit with me yesterday and ask me about, what they were feeling and about the energy they were feeling right now. And they, thinking that it's something within themselves. And so I'm going to go with, I'll answer Sonia's first. So Sonia's question is, I'm feeling so anxious lately about being on the right track. So first I want to go with this, because this is something I'll ask in coaching. This is something I ask in when I'm working with people, so that people can really look at a new perspective. Is we use words and language without really thinking about the words. They're just words that we have and we just use in our vocabulary. So when I ask, I'm feeling anxious lately about being on the right track, and my first question back, well, what's the right track? What does being on the right track mean? What is the right track? Is there a project? Is there something that you're looking at adventuring into? Is there something that you're doing that maybe new to you. Anytime we step into an unknown, an uncertainty where there is no guarantee, you will feel the anxious feeling. It means that you're going in a direction you have not yet been. And to feel the sense of feeling afraid is actually not a bad thing. It is actually, you should feel a little bit afraid so that you will stop and you use discernment into not being impulsive sometimes. And to be spontaneous is not a bad thing either. But to be impulsive means sometimes we are reacting and responding from fear stories. Afraid and fear is not always the same thing. False evidence appearing real, right? So we want to be certain and sure sometimes of the why we're doing, and to the why, and to what track are we really on? Like, what does being on the right track means? Being on the right track doesn't mean that you're doing what makes others feel happy. Is it something that feels like you're standing on your own 2 feet and standing in your own ground and doing what you need to do for you? Like, and so if that's something that you have not ever done, that you've considered everyone else and you've considered all these other things first, but you have never considered what you would like to do or how you would like to live your life, then you're going to be feeling some of these feelings of the unknown for choosing you. And what comes is the second reaction of, doubt, guilting yourself into this feeling. When the soul is knocking from the inside out, it will feel like anxiousness. When the soul is saying it is time to go, it is time to walk the way that is designed for you, that is your path now, then you will feel that anxious feeling. So, yeah, so finish. There we go. So Sonia says, I'm feeling so anxious lately about being on the right track. But then I ask her another question. We get to solutions with questions, by the way. Finishing my home renos on my own. Do you believe that you can finish these home rentals on your own? And if you believe in you to finish those home rentals on your own, and you know you are capable of doing them, then you know you're doing the right thing. If something inside of you just said yes, and then all the other doubts came after, if your first response was, yes, I can do this, then you're on the right track. You're doing exactly what you need to do. And so when I step into kind of connect into that feeling, I feel like you're doing something. Doing the rentals on your own is actually a way to be able to show yourself. So you're kind of being your own guru in a way of saying, look what we can do. So it's a sense of accomplishment, and it's also a step forward. So what you're doing, Sonia, is you are stepping into an unknown, but you are also stepping forward, and you are moving forward, and you're rearranging, and you're changing things up. And so those changes up are also a change that is happening within this house, within you. So there's no way that you're not on the right track. You're doing exactly what you need to do. You can do this, and you're doing what needs to be done. And I hope that helps you. So I'm going to go back to the Akashic to start us out. And we have the four of keys, which is clearing the way. And so a lot of this energy that we have is about clearing the way. So sometimes there's an obstacle in the way. Sometimes there's an old thought in the way. Sometimes there's an old belief system in the way. Sometimes your own the values that you have been living by, which were probably never yours, your beliefs that were never yours, the stories were never yours, your thoughts were never yours, right? And so all of these things are obstacles that get in the way, that stand in the way. And this energy in these times give us the opportunity to slow down, to see what is in our way, to clear it out. I had a big dream last night, and it wasn't pretty walking through the dream, but it was shitty. It was shitty because I was so angry, and I realized I had a right to be angry in the dreams. And it was all of these lies of the past that would have been told to me, that would have been given to me, and I would have made the choice to accept them, even though I would have known they were lies. And so truth. And so an obstacle for that thing for me to clear the way is to clear out all of the lies that and the secrets, the lies people tell themselves that become like secrets, right? That are within me or that I know of. And I just had to give them all to God and just say, no, or, or saying to myself, I don't know if I'm capable of doing that, or that's not for me. And what if I don't know that? And it's like, no. And so this anger feeling worked its way through me all night. So in our dreams, when we get out of the way, the divine can actually repress suppressed memories or suppressed energy so that it can be removed for us. Sometimes it's not in our dreams or in our experiences for us to get in the way of it and get tangled up in it and overthink it. It's for us to let the divine to work through us, to release it, to move it so that we can get on the path of our own direction, to clear our own way, to get out of our own way. And sometimes you just got to break up with you. And you are so welcome, Sonia. And oh, wow. Thank you. See, doesn't it really change perspectives to see it that way, right? We got to move from our human view to get into our spirit, to rise above, to look in to our motives, to how things are helping us. Our life can be our greatest teacher. Nature, our world, our children, our pets, everything. Doing your housework. I clean house in the mornings or before I'm about to do something big, so that all of the energy that is trying to build up inside of me, that is not fuel that's going to fuel me through, that's inspiration. All of the negative, all the fears, all those things, I'll do laundry, I'll change the sheets, I'll do all of those things so that all of that energy just releases and leaves. I don't give it attention. I don't give it a second thought. I just let it leave. And I just keep talking to myself as I'm going, and I do that. And then I step into doing what I need to do. Sonia, sometimes I just need someone else to say, you go, girl, you did that. Yeah, exactly. Right. And so that's why you have us, right? Is you have people who are in your life by choice, who are there to be that inspiration. Sometimes it's nice to be validated in ways that you need to say, you know what, you're doing great. And it's so wonderful to sometimes become our own hero, our own heroine of our own stories. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're seeing and pushing yourself to see what you're actually capable of. Because probably through life you're told, oh, you can't do that, let me do that for you. I can do that for you, let me do it for you. And now you're saying, I can do this, but I also know when I need to ask for help. And there's maybe areas where you need to ask for help, and you're not too big to ask for help. So use this energy to really truly help you. I love that families. Pam got her family all together. Wendy has her family all together. Okay, so I'm going to go back now because it was Shaiva who asked for a card first, and I know Shaiva just moved. So I know you just moved, Shaiva. So I'm going to go to you first. I'm going to go to you next because I know in your moves, there's all kinds of stuff that is happening. So I'm gonna go your direction first. So if you're going to be asking for a card, try asking, because it's guidance, right? What do I need to know that's of my highest good? And sit with that for a moment. Don't just be impulsive to asking. What do you really need? Because if you get an opportunity to get chosen, and there's something that you really want that guidance on, like this is your opportunity. My sessions are not only hard to get. I mean, they're not always within somebody else's price range or whatever it may be. So if you're in here and you always say, I can't, I don't have that money to be able to put into getting a full session, but here's my opportunity. So make it a gooder. And if it is in your budget to be able to have a session with me, I do have September schedule open and I have very limited space. But because I'm back teaching in September as well, and I teach several nights a week. So if you want a session, you can go in and you can book a session with me, and you can book a half hour or an hour and a half, whatever you want. You can also book the emailed video readings as well. So if you book the video emailed readings, it's more cost efficient for some people, and it gives you the option for a 2, 3, or 5 card reading. Well, look at that. So, Shiva, you got the exact same card that I just pulled. So you have the 4 of Keys, and that is clearing the way. And so, these movements that you've had to make the past few years. So the move that you had to make to move away may have been something that you needed to do to clear old energy so that the comeback would be then like either clear sailing or would kind of steer you in the direction of where you truly need to go, so that your knowing becomes so much clearer, so that you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, you know what your whys are, and there's no more doubt left remaining. There's no more, oh, what ifs. Is that if you went out and you stepped out into, we dream of living here, we dream of doing this, or this feels right, everything becomes right for the moment that it is. And then when life becomes ripe, you get put back into, you clear the energy, you clear the way to get back, to go to what is ripe, so that you can enjoy the nectars of life, so that you can take all of those nectars of life and be able to use it to provide for you in some way, so that you can be at peace. You've done the things you've needed to do, and now you get to live. And so there is a opportunity to live life to its fullest in this experience of where you are right now, Shiva, so that you can embody. And we never know when the tides of change are going to happen again. We never know when the fated experiences, and we always exist in somebody else's fates, right? We always our life partners, our children, our friends, just the world in general. We exist in that world, Shiva. And so we never know when those tides of change are happening, but something was saying that you had to clear the way, so that when things are right, when the world where you were meant to be is ready for you, you kind of come back. So you've come a full circle moment, and you're in a real full circle moment. And that full circle moment that you're in is the moment that you now have to really truly embody, like really embody this experience and embody what it means for you, and for what the wisdom you've gained and what you've learned from all of these changes, and where it has taken you. And I'm like, I feel like, and I don't know if I'm right on this. And I don't know if this is right now or if this not right on. It's always usually right. I don't know if this is right now or coming soon within your life, but I feel like there is something new, whether it is a new baby, a new pet, but there is something new that is coming into your lives that is for you and your family to really be able to celebrate, Shiva. And so I'm like, there, because I just got the sparkles, and I just seen those sparkles, and I seen these sparkles in your eyes. I seen the smile come on your face, and I just got like this like I lit up. There's just this lighting up energy that just feels like and it feels bright, and it feels whole. And so I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. I feel like this is and you should be excited for you too. I think it's a very good thing coming. Shiva, you just confirmed everything that I have been feeling. It feels like a clearing, letting go of past energies. Yes. Yeah. So that you can just walk anew. It's like not new, but anew. And so there's a difference in anew and new, right? And so really, truly just embrace this journey, Shiva. I just feel like there's just something so magical and wonderful, and so yay. And I hope to see you soon, because we're so close. We are so close. I do have some things to announce that will be coming up, but I don't have details. One is I am going to be in Slave Lake for a small event, for a small workshop of, I think the maximum I can take will be about 9 people. And it's going to be a 2-day thing in Slave Lake that we only just looked at yesterday, but I got no announcements yet of it. Because myself and my friend Joy just were talking on the phone, and we just said, let's do this. let me do, I'm like, I feel like I need to come. She said, you do. And I have the office space, she said, so let's book the office space. And we did. And that's all I know yet. I haven't done anything else with it. So, but I'm also going to be in Calgary in November. And so that'll be coming up as well. And I'm also going to be in Lacombe. So I'm going to be doing an in-person workshop in Lacombe. But I also got my online courses that are coming up. My More Than Existing is starting again, which we are going to talk about next, because that was Lisa's question. And so Lisa was asking about a light worker. What is a light worker? So I don't know if I can really define. I don't want to give a different. I don't want to give a dictionary's definition of what a light worker is. You know what a lighthouse is? You know what a lighthouse does? It stands ashore. It has a strong foundation. And it just knows its place. The light shines constantly, and it becomes the beacon of hope for when those lost at sea can see the light and then can be directed to find their way to shore, to come back home. The light doesn't leave the shore. Lighthouse doesn't leave. It stays in its truth. It stays right where it is. It doesn't take anything from itself, doesn't give away anything of itself. It just becomes a beacon. And that's kind of what a light worker becomes. And as a light worker, works with the higher consciousness. And a key to being a light worker is to break up with yourself. Because most people who decide, I'm going to be a life coach because I'm good at telling people what to do. I'm good at giving directions. I'm good at being organized. All of those things. I'm good at taking charge. I'm good at getting people to organize their lives. It's an easy task sometimes to learn skills, and sometimes not so easy. But the thing of where we are least skilled is in learning, is in knowing who and what we are, and how easy it is for us to give ourselves away, or for us to feel like we have to become depleted, that we have to grab onto that energy. And so we think we know who we are, and we believe we know who we are, until we break up with ourselves, until we move away from ourselves and we look in, because many of the thoughts that you think were never your thoughts. So the thoughts that are thinking for you are often coming from your subconscious. It's coming from the things that you have been programmed into believing. When you look at the way that we see the world, into a way that we're taught, all of those things, it is things that we just kind of accept. But it doesn't mean that it is your full projection of who you are. And so when you clear it all out, what we do is, before we build the lighthouse, before the lighthouse can stand on the shore, because it has to be able to weather the storms, it has to be able to stand in the center of the storm and stay at peace and serenity, is that lighthouse has to be there for years. Is that first we have to build the foundation. We have to build before we build. Have to get clear on who we are. So why does More Than Existing have 4 levels? Because we start with you first. Because the first thing a pleaser, a fixer, an unhealed healer wants to do is live by their programming. Is that I want to help people. And I'm like, but if you're helping people, you got to make sure you can help yourself. And there is so many times that we deplete everything that we are, because we feel that response. If the world shows us something that triggers our response to make us feel sad, to make us feel, well, when we feel sad for somebody, our nervous system is going to hit every single memory of when you're sad, and you're going to place yourself in that experience. You're going to remember when you're sad, and you're going to want to respond. I wanted someone to do this for me, so I want to do it for somebody else. Breaking free of that habit of jumping into responding from the past allows us to become present. And so when we become present and we become present in our own presence, we get to know something about ourselves, and we get to recognize, our triggers. We get to recognize our patterns. We get to recognize we get to see that authentic self and our imperfections and our own behavioral patterns. And we're sometimes, you know what, that might be the way that I did things, but it doesn't mean that's the way things are meant to be done. And the world can trigger us in so many ways. And I just watched a post this morning was about the same thing. So the whole light worker is building a lighthouse, becoming a place that houses your light, that has a strong foundation, that can maintain and hold and let that light shine, and not let it become overshadowed, depleted, turned down. You can never give your light away, no matter what. Nobody can take your light away. It's what gets in front of your light. It's what gets in the way. It's what gets into the head. It's what takes us to the old brain, takes us back to the ego's desire is to get you to comfort and safety, right? Not to get you to a place that is new or change or evolving. It's to get you back to same, safe, comfortable. And so, yeah, is More Than Existing a challenging course? Absolutely. And it's a 4-level course, but you don't need all 4 levels. Level 1 begins the journey, and level 1 gives you the ability to be able to start to build that strong foundation. But it's about building before you build, so that when you build, you're going to build something within yourself that it has longevity. And the light is that sense of our connection to spirit, to the divine, to God, to being connected and opening up our heart and living from our heart, and also connecting into the brain. Of course, we need that. But when we can have a more organized thought process, we're okay in an unorganized world. We can survive the unorganized world. We don't have to make the world and rearrange the world and only show up in the world that can fit or that is pretty, or that we can be in the uncomfortable. And we do not lose that sense of self. And we do not try to make it that world that makes us comfortable, is that we know we can step into an uncomfortable world. I can go on about a light worker forever, but that's some of the things, and that's some of the things that I have been a living proof of, and that I have done for myself, that really truly has been the changes within me and within my life. I'm living proof, because when I started More Than Existing, I started from answering a call, and I created it from the ground up. More Than Existing was not based on me teaching somebody else's work. It was about me listening to the divine, whatever you want to call God. I don't care what you call God. You can call it Henry, Joe, the rock, sun, stars, from something outside of ourselves that connects to something within ourselves, that reminds us who and what we are. But it was week by week that I'm a channel, and I just channeled from this greater consciousness, beyond knowledge, beyond everything else, and connected into this wisdom. And this wisdom started to give me this information. And when I was done, I'm like, I'm done. Yay. I got that whole 6 months over. Now it's a 4-month, because I teach twice a week. And when it was all done, I'm like, oh my God, I got that over. I'm all done. And then everyone that was in the class were like, well, a bunch that were in class were like, but I don't want it to be done. I don't want it to be done. And so I'm like, I don't think I got anything else left. And when I thought I was done, that's when they began. And that's when I realized how, even at the end, my fears of who am I to be this? Who am I to create this? Who am I to do this? And on top of that, they give me 7 books. I wrote 7 books. And so I did all of this within 3.5 years. What seems to be impossible, it seems like there's something you couldn't do. I was never going to be a writer. I didn't think I was a writer. And all of these things have unfolded and opened up. And the thing that has happened the most is that I've literally backed up and backed away and got on shore. I'm not out flopping around in the water, running around trying to save everyone. I'm not running around trying to fix everyone. I'm not running around begging everyone to be in my life. I'm at peace with being here and being with me and making time for me. And I've made space for myself in my world and in my life. And I answer the call when the call comes in. I don't answer to frantic panic moments of, oh my God, my life is all, because you will never hear me when you're in a state of panic. It's like trying to save somebody who's drowning, who's panic. If you jump in and try to get in around their body, you will go down with them. Whereas if you put a lifesaver out or you shine a light, people can get themselves in. And that's where this strength is truly comes from. So I'd love to see people in my course and to be here with us and to take it. And myself and Lisa are going back. This is the 6th generation. So this is the 6th time that I have taught this class in the past few years. And so we start again September the 14th. All right. Hope that helps. Good. I'm glad, Marie. Glad that resonated with you. Okay, so I'm going to go back up, and Wendy was the next person who asked, and so I'm not really channeling I'm not really doing much mediumship work today, Wendy. I'm not really channeling in looking for people today or doing that work. And the reason why is because I'm still bringing the energy up. So if people show up, I will let them in, of course, but I'm not really, I didn't set that intention when I came in, but I will give you a card and see what we got come up. But I am going to go back to the everyday goddess for this, Wendy. So Wendy, this is what I want to tell you. You absolutely know your mother is there. And how do you know your mother is there with you? Because she's in your thoughts. And because you know she's in your thoughts, you know what she would be doing if she was there. And what would she be doing if she was there? You know exactly what she would be doing if she's there. You know exactly what she would be saying if she was there. You know exactly how she'd be acting. You would see her movement. You'd see her smile. You'd see her happiness, whatever it is, you would see it. Visualize it, imagine it, bring it into your reality, and she's there. And that's all you have to do. And you will have your mother. And your mother will be right there with you. And that's as simple as that. That's how you call her in. You know she's there, or else you wouldn't have been asking for her. So basically, what your message is from your mother is trust yourself. Trust yourself. Speak what you know she would say. Say what you know she would say. And embody and embrace having the energy of your loved ones who would be doing the same thing at this time of the year. They're with you because, of course, their energy is there with you. And so your message is for you to be able to trust yourself. So step by step, bring it into your imagination, create it. Bring your imagination into reality, and you will feel her. You will know she's there. You will see her. You will speak of her. You will probably speak her. And that's exactly what you need to do. So anyone who's coming in who's asking for a card, I'm asking everyone who's asking for a card to ask for something, like ask what is of your highest good. Give it something specific. I'm like, I can always give you a message with the card, but this is your opportunity that you have me right here where you can ask something that you've either been wondering about, that you're struggling with, that is a challenge for you, that you can get specific. Because if I come in and I'm just giving you a card, I'm going to give you what the message is coming through. But what if there's something else that is more that you need to know? So Wendy, your card became Sacred Sarah. And one of the most, she steps into me sometimes, yes. And so she's obviously there today. So it's one of the most sacred things that we have. And with Sacred Sarah is that ability to be able to, our trust in ourselves, embodying that sense of knowing within us, that we have a knowing with us. And if we spend time with our knowing, we're spending time with our own spirit. And when you spend time with your own spirit, hum. Just sit down, hum. Put your feet in the ground, whistle, sing. Just be quiet. Be silent. Just be there. Be in your own presence. And when you are in your own presence, you can expect the unexpected because a word, a thought, an image, a message, a something will appear. And that something that appears, it's going to be something that you need, and probably something that's going to inspire you. And so I I just remember somebody asked me one time. We were literally out at a I think it was like a metaphysical store, and and there was a painting of Jesus up on the wall, and Corey goes over and he's looking at it, and Jesus had blue eyes and in the painting, and of course we're indigenous, and we're looking at the picture, and we know where Jesus came from, and Jesus was dark skinned, and so he's like, imagine that, look, white Jesus. And out of me, I was just quietly walking around the store, and he doesn't say very much ever. And I was holding stones in my hand, and all I was doing was hearing ting ting, like the rattling of stones like clicking together. And I was just holding him like this. And out of my mouth came, but none of us have color when we leave here. Translucent. The reason why when some people see Jesus, they're seeing Christ. They're seeing the embodiment of human becoming spirit. And spirit doesn't have the skin color. Spirit is that translucency. It is the color of spirit. And blue becomes that Christ, it becomes crystal clear, right? And so like the sea, like a blue sea, so what if what you're looking at is not the picture of the man who walked on earth? What if what you're looking at is the picture of the embodiment of a spirit returned home? And whoever created that design, whoever's artistic expression was in such silence and in such a time that when something appeared in their imagination and it came to reality, it was how they seen it without any interruption of our human existence. And he went, "Where'd that just come from?" And I said, I guess Christ. And that was, and I have never forgotten that message. Even though he asked it, it became something that sat with me. And it kind of rid us of that kind of judgment of when we would see the picture again. And every time I see the picture, I now don't see the picture the same way. I don't have that conversation in my head. I don't have those doubts, nothing like that. So sacred. What is the most sacred? It is that time with self and trusting whatever is coming to you, Wendy. And I feel like she's coming and she steps into you more than sometimes. She's always there. But sometimes we're too busy in our minds, or we're too busy chatting with ourselves, or having that in that mind game, or with others that we can't hear. So I hope that helps you, Wendy, in some way, because for some reason that is your message today. And I hope that inspires you. There. All right. Sandy. Okay, Sandy. Sandy asked, I'd like to ask if I will cross paths again with the man I really like from work in the near future, please. I haven't seen him for more than 3 months. Interesting. So he's always in your thoughts. When you cross paths with him, what happened? Did you feel something? Was there some sort of connection that happened? Good. Enjoy that, Wendy. So will you cross paths with him? You may not cross paths with him again, but you'll cross paths with that feeling again. And when you cross paths, he's on my mind. Yes, because you've now held on to him. Right? There's a mutual attraction. Yeah. So you've held on to him. He made you feel something. You felt something in him. Now, whether or not you're going to see him, I think that's still kind of up in the air, because it's going to depend on because everyone has a free will choice. And so when everyone has a free will choice, everyone gets, he may be on his way, and then something may distract him or deter him. He may, somebody else may be in his life. Who knows? Who knows? If somebody is meant to be yours, they're going to be yours. but it is the feeling. What happened within you in the moment that you had that instant attraction? And the one thing I always remember learning in my healing from, you know, feeling like I could fix everybody, was when I'm instantly attracted is the moment I should run. Because when the image and the reflection becomes so attractive that it's instant, that I should probably run. And I always remember that. And so using discernment, and that's why I'm asking you about feeling. And I'm asking you to connect into the feeling. How about you ask yourself or give yourself permission that this feeling that you had in meeting him, you want to feel, and you start manifesting. Start manifesting more of everything of what you felt in meeting him. Everything that you felt in meeting that person, that man, I want you to bring that in, bring it into like a ball, and just feel that again and feel what it feels. Don't give it a face. Don't add his face, because if it's meant to be him, he's going to come back. Bring that feeling in and just say, this is the feeling. I want to feel this. I want to feel more of this every day of my life. And not because somebody else gives it to me or because somebody else walks in my path. It's because I feel it within myself and I'm living it every day. And when I'm living it, because somebody else is not going to be responsible for giving you that feeling, because that feeling you get from somebody else will fade away. You have to embody that. That's what you want to feel within yourself. And so that feeling that you get inside of yourself, that's what you want to tell yourself. I want to feel that every single day. And if he's the person to walk the life with me, moving forward with that feeling, bring him on, bring him in. And if not, bring in the one that makes me feel that connects to that feeling with me, and we can live that feeling together always. That's what you want to ask. And so I felt this strong attraction and had warm feeling. Yeah. And so he may just be someone who makes you feel comfortable. Maybe somebody who just seen you, noticed you. I want you to take that warm feeling and give it to you. And I want you to give it all to you. And then I want you to send it to your future. Don't put a face to your future. Only put the feeling towards your future. Because the feeling towards the future, and you got to tell yourself this every single day, because your future has that waiting for you. It's just you got to become the you for that future. You got to step into it, because the card is the Wheel of Fortune. So things are changing and falling in place for you, but you have to have that balance in your life. And I got the Justice card coming up. And so the scales, right? Balancing the scales. So you have to be able to create that feeling for yourself, not from somebody else. And to have that, the Wheel of Fortune says your luck is about to change, or your energy is starting to come your way. You are at an ending and a beginning, and we have the Knight of Swords coming in. A light is coming in. So I do see a beautiful light. I see a beautiful energy coming into that future energy of yours. But you have to be, don't be so judgmental of your own self. Don't be judging the face and the image. If you get that feeling, even with somebody else, don't be afraid to feel out that feeling. Let that feeling come in. I'm single for years, right? And so I have that sense of new beginnings for you coming in. And I do see there's a light in your future, but that feeling, you need to take that feeling and bring that feeling into yourself and say, I want to feel more of that, whether it is with me or it's alone. But I can tell you, you do have a soulmate energy. And whether that's the one with you or it's the one with someone, but there is somebody else out there. I know there's somebody, whether it's him, whether it's somebody else, but you're going to feel that feeling a whole lot more in your life. And I just feel you feeling this sense of contentment and happiness within your life. Let go of all the rest of the attachments of the past, kind of free yourself of that, and be prepared. Be prepared for good things to unfold within your life, because they are there. And I hope that helps you. Thank you. Now, I'm going to go back up to Pam. I hope Pam is still here. Pam, if you're still here, I hope you're still here. I'm going to give a card for Pam and her family. From my friend Pam, who is all together with her lovely family. No, I'm not available today. I'm not back on my schedule till Tuesday for personal readings. If you go to my website, you can actually book Wednesday. I think I just booked up Tuesday as booked, but I did see Wednesday had an opening. Because I was just booking somebody was just booking on my schedule, so I just seen it. So if you go to corriethorne.com, you can book in for, I think, Wednesday this week, and then next week I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But not today, sorry. Pam. Pam. I have somebody within your household, Pam, that is going to be going on, like, who's been deep in their thoughts. They've been thinking about making a change, doing some changes, or changing path, or a change in career, or thinking about saying F this to something they've been doing, but it's not working for them. And it's somebody within your household, but because your house is full, I don't know exactly which one it is, but they're going to be moved. And so they're going to be going in a new direction. And so they can stop the wondering, stop the get overthinking, because the overthinking, the overthinking is useless, because the energy of it, the intention of it, everything is emotion. In the energy, in the universe, the change is already in motion. So just setting yourself free and just saying, okay, things are happening. So there's changes happening. So let go of the worry, let go of what's going to happen. Don't worry about how things are going to unfold. Change is happening because change has to happen. Something is in the works, something is about to change, and you can kind of celebrate it because it's actually going to work out well. So I hope you're still here. Don't be trying to pick up the things of the past. Don't be worrying about things of the past. There is nothing to, you don't have to clear up anything. You don't have to clean up anything. You don't owe, like, whoever this is, they don't owe anyone anything. They have to give to themselves, and they have to say, this is for me. This is for my family. I'm doing what is best for me because this is what my soul needs. This is the direction my soul needs to go. And this is the path that is designed for me. This is my design destiny and a part of my soul purpose. And so there is change, Pam, within someone in your family, and it's happening with or without them now. It is in motion, and things are about to change. Don't worry about trying to pick things up. And it is going to be good fortune. It is going to work out well. It is the thing that kind of brings them all, that makes them feel content, happy, whole, and complete within their lives. Ta-da! And that's what we got for you. So if Pam's not here, someone let Pam know that this message is here. And I can't even tell you what time. Oh, at 50. So around 50 minutes into the video, I'll leave a message for myself after. So it should be about 50 minutes into the video of where this message is for you, Pam, because she did ask. All right. And so I got to go back up. I'm going to get to my bottom ones in a moment. Just let me get to the top ones. So I got to go back up to Candace, because Candace did ask earlier. She was driving, and she just, how can I help my goddaughter? Oh, interesting question. Ask the angels. Speak to her spirit. Speak to her spirit, Candace, in prayer, sit with that ball of light. If you sit with that ball of light and you just sit with it and see her as that ball of light, and speak into that ball of light, and just call in her spirit, call in the spirit of your goddaughter, and speak to the spirit of your goddaughter as if it is right there with you. And then wrap it in love, write love into it. I love you. I love you. And just send her love, and just send her love. And then call in her angels, call in her guides. Pray, send prayers. And not that you just pray for a certain outcome for her, but pray for that whatever is of her highest good, whatever it is that she needs. Open her heart, open her mind. Get into the cracks. Ask the divine, ask God, ask the angels, ask whoever. Get into the cracks. Get into the cracks of where, if somebody is closed off, there's always going to be a crack, and there's always going to be a crack. There's always a space for light to get in. because the light is also still there and the light is inside of there. And so, it's just shine a light in and just put it in the cracks, get it into the cracks so that the cracks can break open and get to her and through to her. And that would be your best way to really, truly embody that energy. And so I'm going to give you a card to go with that as well, Candace. And I hope that does help you in some way. You got the medicine woman. You got Ruthie, see, and it speaks about the light and rooted. And so sometimes people are so rooted in their stories, and stories can be so controlling. Stories can be like weeds, right? Stories can take root. And when a thought takes a root and it creates a story and then it puts characters in it, it gives people a why to why they're doing what they're doing. The medicine woman and the medicine about it and why she's still in mother and why she's not in crone is that she recognizes that she's still rooted in stories, and she keeps diving in deep. She keeps diving in deep to be able to get to her truth and free of the stories. Free the mind, free the stories, and you free the person. And once you start to be able to have that freedom, so the light is there. She looks like she's been going in through the light. And so this beautiful energy and of the medicine is that light, love is the best medicine. And Ruthie is about being rooted. And so for those who don't know, this is my deck of oracle cards that I'm using right here. These are the Everyday Goddess. You can purchase these on my website. And so I'm going to read you this card. So Candace, this will be your card. The medicine woman, Ruthie. What you nurture grows. Beware of what you are nurturing. And so that's even for ourselves, Candace. If we're nurturing the worry, then worry grows. Like worry gives us something to worry about, right? It's like things grow. If we only see that things are going to get worse, then all we see is things are getting worse, no matter what it is. So on your part and on the other person's part, right? We got to bring this into both. Thank you, Wendy. Yes, they are such a beautiful deck. I love them. I'm very happy with these cards. And so this one says, hi, my name is Ruthie. I am that of the intuitive mother energy, aware I am not all-knowing and not that of the crone, because I somehow continue to have to heal as you do from the rooted ancestral stories that have me constantly revisiting the past. I like that you need to learn to trust the instincts of the gut feelings. So please don't say you are trusting if you still have doubt and second guessing yourself. Instincts are taught, and when trauma and fear have replaced the teachings of trusting your intuition, then you will create many stories to why you should run, avoid, and fear what is perceived as dark. And sometimes people are in their fated destinies, even when it doesn't feel to us like, how could that be somebody's destiny? If somebody came to learn some of these experiences, sometimes they're where they need to be able to learn how to get themselves out, to save themselves. And their job in this lifetime may be to learn to see the light, to learn to trust themselves, to save themselves. No one can save them, no matter how much we try. I am here to remind you to keep evolving into your truth and continue to heal by stop believing you have to be fully enlightened. You are to remember you are human, a beacon of light that has what it takes to travel back into the dark and immerse yourself with wisdom that will help you to heal and grow. So here is your big tip, Candace, of all of it. It's not how you can help her. There's probably nothing more you can do to help anyone. It's about how you can take the time to sit and connect and send love to help someone be able to strengthen themselves, to help someone to be able to see the light. to remind yourself that things are really not in my control. There's nothing more that I can give or do other than my prayers and my love. And to be a lighthouse. And to be a lighthouse. Keep your light shining. Keep your light shining. Keep that part of you available. And you just never know when somebody finds their way to shore. And that's what we got for you. All right. So we are at the hour mark. I'm just going to see what else I have. So I think Juanita was next. Will things get better for me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Candace. Love you too. Juanita, will things get better for me? What's your desired outcome? If you have to, do you want things to get better for you? What do you need to let go of in order for your life to be better? What keeps sinking you? What keeps bringing you down? And this is where, and I'm going to tell you this because I know I've traveled this journey, and you have to sometimes, and it's tough as it is, you have to really truly become brutally honest with yourself. How am I contributing to the life that I'm living? What am I holding on to? What do I continue to hold on to? What story am I still telling myself? What do I keep looking into and hoping for a different outcome, but it's never happened. I keep trying something, but it's never working. The change in direction starts with the change in your thoughts. And your life has the opportunity for you to live such a beautiful life. And it's there. No matter what the past has been, and no matter sometimes the circumstances we're in, that there is a possibility and there is opportunity. You have to grab onto the opportunity. You got to get into that flow. But you have to be honest with yourself. What have I been fighting for? What do I keep hanging on to that's costing me more than I can afford to lose? Because if it's costing you more mentally and more within your physical body than you can afford to lose, you're losing the most valuable things and the vital things that you have in life. And sometimes you have to think more about what is healthy for me, what's going to give me my healthy life, because there's nothing that makes you any wealthier than your health. And so the things that are sinking you are the things that you have to let go of. And it doesn't mean you have to give up on hoping for an outcome. It means you have to stop being in the fight itself and start choosing to get into the direction of living. And so that direction of coming to life is, I'm going to choose to just surrender this over. I hope for what is of the highest good. I pray things work out in my direction, but I got to start working my life out. And I have to start working through me. And I have to really, truly start being honest and get clear with myself. How long have I been swimming in this energy? How long have I been here hoping for things to change? Well, you have to become the faith and the hope within your life to be that change. And I always get that kind of rolling of the eyes when I first start that with people. But I literally have seen people go from not even being able to get out of bed, not ever leaving their house, to owning businesses, to thriving in life. And it was all a shift in the mindset. And no one can change your mind but you. You have to change your mind. And when you change your mind and you set the intention that you're going to start to do things differently, start to drop those stories. Every time you hear yourself repeating something negative that is not for you, take the negative and work through the negative and let the negative inspire you. Because on a battery, you have a positive and a negative, and you need both. But when you allow both to connect, the battery charges. So when the battery starts to charge, and when you put the battery in something, then you put the battery in the flashlight, and the flashlight will come on. But if it's not connected, the positive and the negative, it will not come on. The negative can be your greatest teacher. And it can be the thing that becomes the kick in the ass that inspires you. but you can't stay in the negative as to victimize yourself in it and let it keep pulling you down. You have to get into spirit. You have to get into some sort of sense of knowing there is something greater within you and something that is worth fighting for. And I don't mean fighting the people that you can't fight. You fight that sense of within yourself. And you just say, I'm going to just let this unfold, and I'm going to have faith, and I know my life is going to start looking better, and I know things are going to be better. How do I know? Because I know I'm worth that better life. And that's where it begins. And so you got Christiana, you got the diamond effects to outgrowth effects, right? What we believe, we harvest. What we nurture grows. If we nurture the fears, it grows. This goes all the way back when I was talking about that Christ-like light. This is the essence of our own diamond. We have so many potential. We have so much potential within us. And if we carve and we shine up and we chisel away, we have one light. It is the reflection that gives that rainbow. It's the rainbow is not multicolors that all just spread out. It comes from one white light. So you have many pieces and parts of you that you haven't even yet explored because you're still existing in the person that existed in an experience before. And it's time for you to get into the person who is in your presence, who is right here, right now, and start to be inspired by this experience. Say, I am ready. And you got to be ready to say, I am ready to myself. And I'm going to read you this card. She's in mother energy and she's card 23. So let's see what she has to say for you. Card 23. Imitation can only be passed off as true light until it's put under the pressure that tests it. Real faith stands the test of time. Imitation will crumble and break. So someone who's pretending to be good, to be kind, someone who's pretending to be all of that, somebody who's trying to play God, that foundation is so freaking weak and it will crumble and it will fall. But you can't sit around and stand around waiting for something to be exposed or something to fall or something to crumble, because it will crumble you, because you will not be living in your truth. And it's like, I can inspire you all I want. I can talk until I'm blue in the face. You have to feel it happen within you. You got to get that spark within you, and it has to happen from you. Hi, my name is Christiana. This is Christiana. See, she's gray. It's because we're not our stories. We're not what we're more than what we're told. We're even more than what our human flesh is. We're spirit. We have soul. We have so many aspects and true personality traits that you don't even know exist yet. There's just so much to be discovered. You got to find it. Hi, my name is Christiana, here to give you the key to happiness and joy that can only be achieved from within. It's created from the right ingredients and correct amounts that truly fill you up. The power of Christ consciousness is the ability to go to the place that has no destiny and only has pure intention. The outgrowth effect is the actions and choices that you make. In reverse, so if she's in reverse, the attitude when life feels like you are going in reverse are the effects of the pressure leaving you not seeing what is happening on your behalf. You may be tempted to run or to quit at this moment in time, but remember, everything beautiful takes time to be created. Remember, a diamond came from a little grain, and it's the pressure that life puts on it, that earth puts on it, that forms that into that diamond. The pressures of life, the challenges of life, they actually help create us. My dear friend, your life may feel as it's a struggle, but you have forgotten you are a diamond in the rough. Don't let the pressures of life lead you to miss out on all of the good stuff, because you're not getting your moments back. You're not getting that next moment back. You got this moment. You got this time. And your most precious commodity is these moments, because they're invaluable and you cannot get them back again. So the best thing that you can start to do for yourself is to see that you're that diamond. to see that you are worth living for, so that you can start to exist within that second life, that begin again moment. And yeah, you never know what life has for you. Never. Look at me. I'm 52 years old and I just got married for the first time. And not that marriage is something that makes us successful. Why did I get married? Because I finally was me. And it was finally I was the right person that I needed to be to let myself embody the whole ingredients of what marriage is. And that's why I decided that I was ready for marriage. Because I wasn't taking the past relationships, my past hurts, the past experiences of both of us into the marriage. I was bringing everything into the present moment and saying, from this moment on, and this is where it begins. From this moment right here, how can you be? This is where you draw the line in the sand. And if you don't draw the line in the sand, you're always going to be back there. You have to choose. And Christ consciousness is what Christ consciousness is a greater wisdom. It's beyond the stories of our mind. It empowers us. It inspires us. It comes from that of spirit. It comes from that of the divine. It's that which can give us information, inspiration. It can give us the power, the strength within us that can get us to move forward without using our anger, without using anger to motivate us. Be motivated by faith. Be motivated by that divine within yourself, and life will start to unfold into a new way. And that's what I got for you, Juanita. And I hope that helps you in some way. Okay. I think it was Michelle Hefford. I'm wondering if you had a card to give insight into my husband's work situation. All right, Michelle. Let's see where that takes us. Let's change cards. I'm going to go Quantum Oracle because I want to jump forward a little bit for your husband and give your husband a big hug for me. Because Michelle's husband is my cousin, who I haven't seen in a couple years now. Let's see. Michelle's husband. He's no longer going to be stuck in making a decision because he has felt like he's been stuck for a while. I do feel like he's either, if he was in a job and it hasn't already ended, I feel like it's ending. I feel like he's ending it. I feel like he's moving forward. So Michelle, I feel like he's going into almost like a semi-retirement where he doesn't work as hard or as long as what he has been working. I feel like he's shifting into where he starts to do something that he wants to really do for himself, and to kind of be able to get his feet on the ground, get into living and doing the things that he absolutely loves. And for some reason, I just keep seeing this man keeps walking past with hands in his pocket going, hoo, 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 like dawdling along, just don't forget to live, just relax, live, relax. There's a much more relaxed life. So I don't know if it's you that needs to relax or if it's just life in general is going to be relaxed, but it's time for him to have fun. It is time for you and him to have fun. It's time for you to enjoy your relationship. It's time for you to do things for yourself. And for some reason, Michelle, there's a message in here for you, and it's about you opening up your heart. And you got some really kind of, even your kindness, your compassion is so through the roof, but you have to really, truly open your heart to you. What does Michelle want now in her life? And it's to be able to, be able to have fun. And so you got the higher self, connecting into your higher self, being connected into trusting your intuition, being able to trust what you're being guided towards, and not to let fear of money stand in the way. But I just see you both smiling. I forget, are you someone else who's going to have a baby coming into your lives? Do you guys have a grandbaby coming in somewhere? I feel like you might have a grandbaby. There's something else happening in your lives, but he's not going to be stuck. His decisions are going to be made clearly. He is moving in a new direction. Yes, absolutely. But it's a much more retired kind of life is what I'm getting. Not going to be not going to be so distant. I don't see him being as distant. Yeah, there's just that would be sweet, right? I'm like, oh, oh. Interesting. That would be sweet. But I'm like, and that feels like it is out there for you guys, but there's something giving birth to like some new energy, some new life around you. And you really truly had I just feel like it's okay for you to slow down a little bit for you. I keep getting heart around you, Michelle. And I don't know who had like um heart issues. I mean, I know for Todd it would tie around heart around his dad, but it's around you. I get heart. Something around you and heart, something about the heart. And you got to really truly make time for you in your life. Like really start to, don't feel the pressures of life like we got to there's an old mindset. You got fear around lack of, and you got to let go of that lack of fear that you have that you're holding. But yeah, there's definitely a change happening for him. That's what we got. Hope that helps. Okay, and Avis. Now Avis was way back up here, so I'm going back up to Avis now. I got to find your message again, Avis. Just give me a minute. She was seeing things. You were seeing signs. Avis. Oh, here we go. I saw signs and images as I was driving to see my daughter. Are these messages that I should pay full attention to? Absolutely, you should. Or just say, thank you for the signs. Thank you for traveling with me. Thank you for being. And so, if you were listening to my yesterday's message, if you go back and Avis and listen to my yesterday's message, I talked about the angels and the guardians being around us as we're traveling because we have all of those planets in retrograde. We have a lot of expect the unexpected, and just like it's when little shit can kind of get in our way. So the angels being around us as we're driving. And so I was invoking there being angels around all my people who were driving somewhere yesterday, asking for them for their guides, their spirit guides, for their loved ones, to wrap them, to keep them safe. So I was putting white light over everyone's vehicles yesterday, Avis. In my live, you got to go back and listen. You got to go back and listen. And so go back and listen, Avis. You're welcome, Michelle, because everything that I spoke of yesterday, Avis, really truly ties into your question. But yes, you do need to pay, like, just say thank you to them, pay attention to them. There are synchronicity moments and there is signs, synchronicity moments and signs everywhere that just says our angels are with us, our guides are with us. And I couldn't see the moon the other night, and I was like so sad because it was, you're not going to see the moon like it was again till like 2036 or something. I'm 52 years old. I don't know if I'm going to be here in 2036. and it was, and I just was like, I am so sad. How come I don't get to see the moon? And I went to walk into my house, and I heard so loud, turn around. It's not the moon you need to see. It's me. And when I turned around, there was this two big wings, and it was just these white clouds in the dark that just lit up over my neighbor's house, and they were massive. And I just knew in that moment that it was Archangel Gabriel. And I just heard, and it just turn around and you will see me in the sky. And when I turned around, I seen these angel wings, and this peace came over me, and I stopped complaining. I stopped complaining about what I couldn't see, and I embodied what was right in front of me. And I just stood in it, and I just stood it on the deck, and I'm like, thank you. And it was like the answer to my prayers. I've been praying for healing, been praying that I could walk again, because most people know I've been walking with a walker. And I'm praying that I could walk again, praying I could drive again. Like, just let me be. I know I have to have this back surgery. Bring the date closer. Like just bring this in. And the next morning I woke up and I went to get out of bed, and my leg hurt, of course. But I could I could walk without my walker or my cane for a few moments. And I went down to just a cane. And then if I'm going long distance, of course, I use the walker because the pressure on the spine. But I could get around my house. Today, I have not used my cane at all. So over a period of 3 days, something has started to shift within my body where I'm not going very far. I don't drive very far right now, but I can actually put my foot to the floor. I can actually walk on my own again. And I haven't walked on my own in almost a month. So Avis, they're there for a reason. And I don't know why I need to tell you that part, because I feel like there's some sort of miracle happening in your life too. I don't know what's coming for you. I don't know. And I didn't get the full miracle, but I feel like there's just something that is happening on your behalf that is going to be helping you in some way. So keep looking, keep paying attention. And sometimes just stand in the awe. What seems to be an ordinary moment, what seems to be that you could doubt, how can that be an angel? How can that be our loved ones? How could it not? Why wouldn't it? There's just so many things that just like, if we let ourselves be childlike minds, we can see the awe and the wonder. And so in the awe and the wonder is with you. And I love that you validated this today, because in that reading yesterday, I was just like, just surround everyone's vehicles as they're driving, see everyone surrounding these angels and these guides. And something told me to come in and do it. So there you go. So thank you, Avis. Keep trusting you. Keep trusting you. Yes, Lisa, thank God. I'm still kind of wiggly here because I still got pain, but I'm up. I am up. So I'm going to go back to Marie's question. She asked earlier, how do we better connect with our guides? How do we connect better to our guides? Meditation, meditation, meditation. Silence, quiet, walking meditation. It doesn't have to be sitting in like and legs crossed. You don't have to light all the candles and turn everything on. You can also just ask them. Just appear. Just give me a sign. Give me a sign that I can't deny. I always push it. I push the limits. Give me a sign that I can't deny. Show me something that I just can't deny. And then walking meditations. Go for that walk and just put your earbuds in and don't turn on the music. Put your earbuds in and don't turn on the music. It's the craziest thing, but it actually does. It connects us. But also or not wear anything. No, don't turn on anything. Don't bring your phone. Don't do anything but just walk. Go into nature and just feel your feet hit the ground. Feel the movement of the earth. And just start breathing in and out, and just let your breath take that natural flow, and just ask for your guides and your angels be with you, and you'll feel spirit. You will feel spirit everywhere. You'll feel nature. You'll feel the spirit of nature around you. And there's just so much around us. There's so much love around us. There's just so much to surround us. There's so much that is with us. I was like, ah. And that's it. Okay. Jody. I think that was the next question. I'm not sure, but I'll answer Jody's. Looking for some guidance in my relationship. Okay. I'm going to go to the cards for your relationship. Jody. Of course you are up. Yes, of course I'm up. Nothing keeps this one down. I can tell you, I literally, a few weeks ago, when I was in and out of hospital, I was in so much pain that one day I literally felt like I was going insane. And I honestly didn't think I had anything left in me to fight with, to live with. Like spirit had to work for me, my own spirit, my own essence. I'm like, I literally put myself in my detox bath, which I'm only supposed to be in for 30 minutes. And I was in there for almost 3 hours because I didn't trust my human self to get out, because I didn't know if I had what it took to get through the pain without freaking just take me home, God. The pain was that bad that I had to leave my body, just leave my body and just kind of give it all over and just say, there's something greater than me that has to work through me now to get me through this pain, to get me through this. But the pain became one of my greatest teachers. I have written, learned, wrote, started to paint a new picture. Now she's in the process of being painted. through the pain. So she's a painting that's coming through my pain. And every time I'm in too much pain that I couldn't even think, I would go over, I'd pick up a paintbrush and I would just draw one streak or two and I'd get mad at it. And I'm like, you know how when you're in a shitty mood and your hair just don't go right? And it's like, no, when your energy is off, nothing goes right. Well, it's the same thing. And I'm just like every bit of that painting. So all my words that Lisa Starr Francis have been giving me to, because I don't know who I am. I'm changing names. I'm Corrie Cameron now, but I still go by Corrie Thorne-Cameron for work. And I'm like, there was just so all these words that she was giving me, I was even just like in a mantra, just like repeating these words and painting these pictures and just like letting the pain speak to me. What do I need to know? And it was, you need to care for you. How many times do we have to knock you down before you realize that you have a fragile body, that you don't have the strength within your back? We have the strength to help you, but you don't have the strength to do the things that you used to do. And there's just so many messages. Self-care that keeps coming up. So Jody, in your relationship, I'm going to tell you that I feel like you need to put your focus, you need to put more focus into your relationship with you. And I feel like that's like something that's so important. It's that relationship with you. You need to do some real listening because there's parts within you that you're not listening to. And I just feel like when you do, things are going to have a real turnaround, because I feel like you have an insecurity within you, or you have these great fears. It's almost like you're waiting for the worst to happen, and the worst is not happening, and it's coming from your past. So you're being somehow connected into the past, but I have a full commitment here. So I feel like you're going to be, there's commitment here, and you have to be fully committed to you being in the present in this relationship. Both of you do somehow. You guys have to be in this present moment and not in the future that hasn't happened, not in the past yet, but right here. And what have we learned from our painful situations? What have we learned from the pains and the struggles of life? That we have to depend on each other, that we have to support each other, that we have to be there for each other. And so with that, I just feel like it's like the smile is being committed by choice, not because they have to, not because you have to, but because the commitment is there, because you choose to be in that commitment. You choose to have that. And that's the knowing of you. When you know who you are and you know who you're not, when you know what you want, you got to know why you want it. Why do I want that? What version of myself wants that? And if you're trying to recreate, or you're trying to be better than, if you had shitty, if you're from a family of broken relationships or relationships that didn't work out and you're going to prove all that wrong, let all that go. Break up with all that, because that's not what you're here to do, because that was never your relationships. That's somebody else's relationship, and past versions of you was in a different relationship. This is not the relationship you're in now. And you can't let it dictate or to be the motivating energy that is in this relationship. So I just feel like clear everything else out. Look at only you. Look at only you first. Look at you and this person in the relationship, and then bring it together and just look at how many things are going the way that you want them to go, and how many times have you seen commitment? How many times have you seen the support? And you got to use the evidence that you have right now to be the things that remind you of why you're there. And so that relationship does feel like it still has potential, but who are you in this relationship? And who do you need to be to further grow this relationship? So get clear with that relationship of you, because the commitment is fully there. And so I asked what the bottom is, so what you didn't ask about, and I got the fragmented energy. And so the pieces of the puzzle, you kind of got to let all that is not you break away, all that is the stories of the past, and put back together you, and the you that truly is the pieces that matter. And that's the ones that have gotten you to where you are right here today. So I hope that helps you in some way. Okay. I'm getting kind of wiggly. So I'm going to do, I think I want to answer Sandra Webb. Sandra, did you ask me a question? Did you ask for some guidance on anything in particular? Because I was kind of asking So I just kind of see if you did. You are so welcome. I feel like this relationship got the potential to go the long distance and do a lot of great things. Let go of any fears you have. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Guidance in general. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card for you. I don't know why. I just felt like I needed to choose you, but I'm going to go back to my own deck. So this is my cards. You can purchase them. And as I was reminded yesterday by my dear friend who reminded me right on here, she also has 2 books. And yes, I do. So for anyone new, I have, when I talked about my program, so that's coming up in September. This is the first book. I didn't just write the program. I didn't just talk. I actually lived the experience and I wrote the books. And so I don't do how-tos. I share experiences, and that's what I do. So more than existing. This is the first book. It is out. The easiest way to, if you're on Amazon, go into books. Don't just go general search. Go into books on Amazon and then put it in, because it was with a publishing company first. We took it back and we have revised it. So if you had the old copy, you would have had the small print. It's been re-edited. It's in big print. It's a bigger book, and it has white on top. And it is, if you see the other one, it is way overpriced. It's still with the printing company. They're still selling the book on Amazon. Don't get that one. You want the one with the white on top. Or just go directly to the website. And when you go directly to the website, you can see the book there and you can get the direct link to get the book, More Than Existing. Second book is My Truth of Existing Beyond the Reflection. And that's my second book, the follow through of that book. And then we have the Everyday Goddess Oracle cards. And so all of it's there. And you can also get a trio set. And if you order the trio set, you can only get this directly on my website. But if you order the trio set of all 3, you get them all personally signed by me. I do have to open up your Oracle cards to sign them, because we have packaged them and sealed them. So if you want the card signed, I have to open the box and reseal it. So if you want the book of the card signed, but I will sign all 3. I'll put a personal message in them. Everyone that I send out, you just don't get my signature. I put a personal message in each book for you, and you can get the trio pack, and that's only on the website. And the cards right now are on the website. They will be on Amazon down the road, but yeah, that's what we got. Easiest way to view and purchase is through the website. Listen to Lisa, because she does. See that amazing website? That's all done by Lisa Richard that you're seeing here. Lisa Stewart Richard. She owns Loving Energy Recharge. Every bit of that, everything in the school. She's the architect builder of the spiritual world. And so she's built all of that and done all of that work. Just saying. And she's the editor. She's the editor of all of this. So she does everything. All right. So let's see what we have for you. Back to the reading. Back to the reading. So Sandra Webb. Let's see. You got the last card of the deck, as you are also that last reading. So you got the everyday miracle. She is. So instead of waiting for miracles, see the miracles have already happened. So see, just see all the miracles that have happened in your life. You are the miracle. Just think of what we come from. We come from a seed. We come from a seed. We get into this world. We blossom. We grow. We evolve, and that's a miracle in itself. So if you want to see a miracle, look in the mirror, and you're going to see a miracle. And every time you think of that thought, it's like, oh, I wish something good would happen. I wish I could see something like extraordinary in life. Look in the freaking mirror. If you look in the mirror, you'll see you. And when you see you, look deep enough. And I always said the one thing that changed for me is when I looked deep enough that one tear fell from my eye and I could see me, I could see that I was worth the fight. And it was that moment that's just, it was just that moment that just hit me when I just went, oh my God, why did I believe that? Why did why did I believe what they said? Why did I let somebody treat me that way? Why did I allow, what was I thinking? And it was when and it's when you really start to awaken true compassion for yourself. It's that self-realization, that self-care, that self-realization that you start to care about yourself. You start to care about how you speak to yourself. You start to care about how you treat yourself, because it becomes habitual and habit to just kind of be not kind to ourselves, to be negative to ourselves, to be hard on ourselves, to pick on ourselves first, right? My partner had a miracle, random surgery operated on him. When another hospital told me he'd pass away, surgery was only at the hospital for one more day. Though the surgeon was only, yeah. So the surgeon was only there, won't see miracles. So just look in the face of him and you'll see miracles, right? There's just miracles everywhere. And look in the mirror and see you're a miracle. If it wasn't for you, would he have gotten to the places that he needed to go? Did you become his advocate? Did you become that voice for him, right? Did you become those things? And so you are the everyday miracle. And for some reason you have to open, so you've seen miracles happen. Now you have to let this part of you open up. So this is learning to live from spirit and learning to embody the sense that we are so much more than our human existence. There's so much more that works on our behalf. But she is the everyday miracle. The angels, the guides are with you, Sandra, so that you can really truly start to, I just feel like there's still some area of life where you just feel like, will those struggles end? Of course those struggles will end. I just feel like there's like a shining light at the end of the tunnel that is just saying it's time to walk through this door now. It's time to walk through this portal. And walking through this portal is kind of like where life begins again. And life is beginning again. And life is really changing in so many ways. But the end is just the beginning. And it's like, and I just feel like it's the end of the difficult situations coming up, and you're just moving into being able to step into a new beginning, being able to start living again. You are what you need for your future. You are everything that you need, and you need nothing more than you at all. And don't let the outside world influence or affect that. It is, the outside world, it may tell us a whole different story, but we're not, we live in the world, but we're not the world. You're you, and you're one person. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going to say this, and I don't know, how connected you are to Mother Mary, but I feel like Mother Mary is very much with you, and not on a religious base, but as a holy one, as a ascended master, that you have Mother Mary, and Mother Mary is right with you. Mother Mary is by your side, and Mother Mary hasn't left your side. And you're about to step into a new season, and the wisdom of the elder tells us we're always the little light and there's always the big light, right? Is that we'll always got something to learn and something to grow from. And I feel like there's just so much that is just coming into your way that speaks of crone energy, really truly stepping into this, using everything that you've been through and every experience to really truly give you the courage. I feel like give you the courage to do the things that you need to do now to live your best life. Have the courage to step up and step into your best life, because you absolutely deserve it. So much, much love and many blessings to you. And I'm just going to end with a card for everyone. We've been in an hour and a half, and now my poor little legs are doing some serious tingling. So to each and everyone who didn't get a card, I will be back, and I'm going to see if we can get the trio again back up here of myself and Lisa and Michelle, because we said we try to come back, because when there's three of us, we can do a lot of work. And you can book a personal one-on-one session with me. Just everything is directly on my website. Go to CorrieThorne.com, CorrieThorne.com, and you can book your personal sessions. You can pull a card for the day, and you'll go to TikTok, and it'll give you a video message. You can purchase the cards, the books, all those things. You can get into my upcoming class, my courses, and and we do have more than existing. Level 1 of the Lightworker certification. It is starting September the 14th. We have many payment plans. If you need help signing up, if you need any work, if you need any help getting in and navigating through, we're here for you. If you need help in the financial, like figuring out the finances of it, message us. We'll get it all figured out. We did finish up the scholarships. We did announce there was a scholarship winner who won a full scholarship into the program. And then coming up then the end of September, I think it is, I also have the certification for the Oracle card reading for this course that is coming up online as well. So if you want to be a certified Oracle card reader, that's also going to be coming up as well. I will be teaching everything from archetypes to realms to between Oracle, Tarot, back and forth, everything in between, and everything about the everyday goddesses in that course. So there's lots of things that is happening. I'm always very busy. And you can also get a emailed video reading in as well. I'm still waiting for surgery. We don't have a surgery date. So in the meantime, I just going about living. Oh, Lisa just put the post up. So Lisa just added in the link into the Lightworker certification program. Our final card for today is The Way Home. You just can't make this shit up. That's the card we started with in another deck. And so we had Clear the Way as our beginning card, and it was the path, and there was the obstacle. Here's the cleared obstacle, and here is the way home. And so this is Emi in my deck. And Emi is that of that bridge, the rainbow bridge. It's that of endings and beginnings. And so, everything that has been cleared, whatever we have cleared today by just being here, by just being a light, by just raising the vibration, by just bringing in this higher vibrating energy, something has cleared, something has shifted. Even if you didn't get a reading, but you're here, you're in the energy. Something is moving in you. Something is flowing. Something is either inspiring you, something is giving you aha moments, or something is just lighting you up. You have been bathed in this energy. I am a healer. I work in the healing energy. And so when I call this in, I'm a channel. And so when I call this in and we all sit in this energy, we're all in the circle. So something is cleared and here it is. And just know that, sometimes all we got to do is get out of our own way, get out of our own heads, change our mindsets, see the shift, be the change that we want to see. We have to be it within ourselves. And so Emi, the way home, is me spelt backwards and me spelt forwards. And Emi, and so when we're going away from home, we don't feel like ourselves. We get lost. When we're going home, we feel like fully ourselves. And when we're in an experience of loss, when a spirit is literally, when a soul is going home, when people are returning home to heaven, there is a sense of like, oh my God, like the soul itself, not the human, but the soul is happy to get back to where all the environment is exactly as it needs to be. It's perfect environment. Whereas the people left here on earth walk into their own energy. They walk into another experience. They get away from themselves because they got to go through their grief process. They experience that. Whereas, when things are, there's always 2 experiences, 3 experiences. There's always a lot of things happening at once. But when we come home to ourselves, we make peace. And by coming home to ourselves is we recognize that we are a spirit having a human experience. We recognize the essence of our soul. We recognize that there is more to us than our thoughts or our mind to make things happen, to bring changes, that we have our own higher self, our own spirit to work on our behalf. And, so when we cross over into that, leaving that old belief that everything is only, we got to do everything on our own. No, we can let spirit work through us and for us to bring those changes. Some things are too big for us to be able to conquer, to do ourselves. Miracles happen everywhere. Miracles are always happening, and you are a miracle. And so that is our big message of today. I hope in some way this inspires you. And see, this is how magical spirit is. From clearing the way to the way is cleared. Just so beautiful. And so, yeah, many blessings. Namaste. Amen. Thank you to every one of you for being here with me. My heart is full once again, and I hope to see you all again soon. And yeah, have a beautiful day. You want to see more, go to my YouTube videos, subscribe to those. There's 2 YouTube channels. Go to my website. You'll find everything. And follow my work right here, and you'll be able to see what's coming up. And you can also leave stars to make any donations on my YouTube channels. There is a link that you can also donate to the cause of Corrie being able to do this work, because of course you don't get paid for this work, and continue to be able to do this. I wish you all well. Have a beautiful long weekend, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.